Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So, the attack on Hereford event is here in Siege, and I wanted to talk about it. So, first of all, the event, uh, it's very fun. I enjoy a lot of time, English. I enjoyed my time playing it, but I didn't even get to play on Team Rainbow. I played, I think, 5 or 6 games, and I only got Kira's team, and that's a little broken, but we'll get into it in a minute. I can't complain about it. It's a very, very fun game mode, and it is probably going to be what saves Siege. I'm not saying Siege is dying, but Siege has a very up and down relationship with its community. We had nothing for a while, and then Jinxie came around, and not anything against Jinxie, but he had a lot of fans and they got into the game because of him. And now all that hype is kind of dying off. I'm not saying Jinxie's falling off or anything, but like it's not blowing up like it used to. And I think this event is kind of going to do that again. It's basically going to be another cuz like every year we have Doctor's Curse, which I've only gotten into Siege extremely recently, pretty much, but I got to play last year's Doctor's Curse. That was a fun game mode, but man, it was a whole thing. And I'll probably make a video on that this year when Halloween comes around. Um, but I think this event is really gonna like kind of just not save percent, but bring Ubisoft back, especially with all the leaks I've been hearing about and stuff. I'll put his channel somewhere up on the screen, but Kian Chopper, he is a very well-known, I wouldn't say leaker, but informer on stuff that's happening with Rainbow Six Siege. Like he predicted the Blackbeard rework. He predicted this event happening. He showed the video, like literally the intro cutscenes. I'll put those on screen as well. And it's like so I take it with a grain of salt, but I trust most of the stuff he says. Um and that's why I was like super hyped about this event. Because it just gave off the vibe of this is gonna be what kind of just brings Siege back, if you get what I'm saying. Um, I do think that this game mode should stick around at least in custom as like a preset because you have the Pro League, free for all that stuff. I think this should be one of those because oh my god, it would be so much fun to do a 5v5 with my friends on this game. And technically we but like there's no losing operators and we can't do a bunch of strikers and sentries versus the rainbow team. So I feel like that should be that's why like it should be its own game mode in the custom, just because I think that would be extremely fun to play, and I think a lot of people would agree with me on that. Like I was checking my Discord earlier, and a lot of people were saying that it was a very fun game, but it's better with more people. Um, I do have a couple problems with the game mode. I think I'll say number one, there should be a swap sides. It shouldn't just be one team wins and the game is over, because a lot of the time, especially in this third round where Rainbow is trying to extract Deimos, a lot of the time Kira's team wins because I mean you can see I'm just sitting here holding angles and I'm being fed kills. It's not very hard to win on round 3 compared to round 1 and 2. Round 2 is more rainbow sided because there are hatches like right above each bomb site, and that makes it hard for Curious to get into sight. But round 1 it's kind of just like either way, I would say. Um you have a couple things I'll complain about specifically with round one, but round one I definitely think is the most intense. Round three is kind of the like for Kira's team at least. Round three is just very chill. Like I never worry about losing on round three because you just sit there and hold angles. Like it's very easy to push Team Rainbow back. Um, back to the swapping sides. I played 5, 6-ish games, like I mentioned earlier, and I got only Kira's team. So let's assume it's a 50-50, a perfect 50-50, a coin flip of, when you click Q game of what team you're getting. I played 5 games. So you're telling me every single time I clicked Q, I always got tails? Like that just I don't know. I think that's more of a matchmaking problem overall, but it's a little goofy to me that I got Kira's team 5 times, and I like because I remember um the leaks, and it was like when Rainbow dies, they lose a person, and you can see they do lose a person. They're running out of operators, but I want to experience that myself, kind of thing. Um, speaking of the teams, Curious is a little over and underpowered. Like I said, overpowered on round three because you just sit there and hold angles, but it doesn't really feel like Siege too much with holding angles. It feels more like just D-Day in like a World War II game because you're just sitting there, people running towards you. You're just mowing them down, just brrr, and it's not really skill, I guess. Um, but they're underpowered because their loadout kind of sucks. Like, I love the UMP. Do not get me wrong. I main castle because of the UMP. But you can only change the sight, from what I remember. You can only change the sight. You can't put on a different muzzle or handguard or grip or anything. And the M1017, I think, is the shotgun. I've never used it, but like I'm just not a shotgun person. But man, the M17 is like the only other primary y'all are giving him. You can't give him an AK-12 or something like that. Something that kind of fits with Deimos, you know, because this is Deimos's army. Um, but aside from that, the loadout isn't horrible. It's just I'm not a fan of it. The main meta, I'm guessing, because I mean it's what I ran, was proxy alarms and impact grenades to deal with shields and stuff. It is like you don't need to bring hard breaches. You can, but you don't need to. Don't need to bring soft breaches. Just bring impacts. Uh, I was trying out the Glock. You can see it in my loadout right there. I was trying out the Glock. Not it. It has such a slow fire rate. The revolver is just better to use. Um, let me let me think. Oh, on round one, I'll put an image up of it. There is the scaffolding where Rainbow can go, and they can have an overview of the entire round one site. Why doesn't Kira's team have that? It's a little one-sided that way. Because, like, you could have a Monty sitting on the spot, like on the door, and then just have like everybody up in the scaffolding, just taking out anybody that tries to get near him, and Curious can't do anything about it. So that's a little broken in my opinion, and I think because there's a metal shipping container on the Curious side, I think they should have a chance to like have a window, because that shipping container is not doing anything. It just exists. Um, I also think the Rainbow Team roster should be switched up. Monty on round one, I understand it, but it feels a little broken. Like I don't know. Playing against a Monty is always annoying, even with melee priority gone. But man, having Monty just sit in the corner and just stare at you while his team is behind you, destroying you the entire time, like it's no fun. So I definitely think like which operators are available at select or at round 1 should be changed, but I understand why they went with the ones they did. Like I've seen a Maluzi, I saw Ascent, Monty, Doc, but like Black, I never saw Blackbeard in the games I was playing. And I think that's like a little wild, but maybe that's just me. But I don't know. I just think honestly, the game mode definitely needs some work, and it's only gonna be in the game for 12 days. So yeah, it is a little um like dumb to ask for stuff to be changed about it. But I think honestly, if they should keep it in the game in a custom setting, like you it's a custom preset. Um and you I don't know. I think it should be in custom. It should swap when one team wins, whether that's Rainbow or Kyrus. It swaps teams. So, like, you can see I'm playing Kyrus. If we win this round, which means we win the game overall, we then switch to Rainbow. Because if y'all don't know how the game mode works, which I'm hoping you would, it is if Kyrus wins at all, they win the game, and the game is over. There is no second chance for Rainbow. Rainbow has to win 3 different game modes in a row, which technically so does Kyrus, but it's much easier for Kyrus, especially because you can see these spots we're holding are extremely broken because you just sit there and wait and you're fed kills. It's the same for round 3. You sit and wait and you're fed every kill you get. Round 2 is more difficult. You have to actually it plays like actual Siege pretty much, or at least ranked play, because that's what I play mostly. And it feels more like the actual Siege setting. But aside from that, it just I don't know. I think the game is extremely one-sided every other round. Like the first one, it's kind of fair on each side. It's a little broken with the spots that Kyrus has, but it's also a little broken with the spots Team Rainbow has. Round 2 is very one-sided for Team Rainbow because you just saw it. Those hatches, they are everywhere in the game. And it at least in that. And it kind of it's unfair. I wouldn't say it's unfair. It just Kyrus really has no shot winning those. But round 3, which is what you see right now, you just literally hold angles. That's all you do. You don't have to push up like we're doing. We just wanted to keep them from pushing towards us. But it is extremely one-sided for Kira's team because they can just sit there, not move, and get fed kills. Like you can see right here. Boom. I was fed that kill, and I'm still in my spawn. So that's why I think it's a little one-sided for Kira's team overall, which from a lore standpoint does make sense. I mean, at the end of the game, no matter who wins, Hereford blows up. That's just how it is. Hereford is gone. And I don't know if y'all are reading the comics. Spoiler alert. Rainbow is basically like getting dismantled from my understanding. Kyrus like wins pretty much because I mean Hereford is gone. That's Rainbow's main base of operations, and it's gone. So that's why I think honestly, this is like I think that's why it is kind of more one sided. But overall, it is a very very fun event. I cannot complain about it too much. The skins are awesome. I'm enjoying them. I don't enjoy not unlocking them, but you know, shit happens. I just think it has its problems, but everything in life does. So, you kind of just it's give or take, I'd say. But I enjoy it a lot, and I think this is going to. I'm excited to see what year 10 brings if this is what they're cooking up right now. But that'll be it. I'll see y'all later.